Hello and welcome back to our final video dealing with chapter 12. I know it's been a long and arduous road, but we're here at the end. So we're going to do a sell or process further decision, and this will help you. This is exercise 12-7 from your study guide. So we have a company that makes three products from a common input in a joint processing operation. Joint processing costs up to the split off point total $350,000 per quarter. For financial reporting purposes, the company allocates these costs to the joint products on the basis of their relative sales value at the split off point. So they give us the unit selling price and the total output at the split off point. And then they tell us that each product can be processed further after that split off point. Again, they're going to incur additional processing. The additional processing costs per quarter are provided to us, as well as the unit sales price after processing. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to recognize, okay, we need to figure out, where do we go, right? Do we sell at the split off point or do we process further? So here's how we're going to do this. We're going to start off with the incremental revenue per gallon, right? They don't tell us exactly what this is. Must be some kind of liquid. So we're going to start off with calculating incremental revenue. So we're going to go with selling price after further processing, and that would be the bottom table in the problem. Excuse me. So product A has a selling price of $20, again after the split off point. Unit or product B is $13, and product C is $32. So we're going to compare this selling price to the selling price at the split off point. And it's $16 for product A, $8 for product B, and $25 for product C. So we now have our incremental revenue per pound. And we're just going to subtract the two prices. $4 for product A, $5 for product B, and $7 for product C. Now, the next thing we need to do is figure out what's the total quarterly output in pounds or in gallons. So they give us that in the first chart, right? So the total output for the quarter is 15,000, 20,000 for product B, and 4,000 for product C. So we now have our total incremental revenue, which ends up being 60,000, 100,000, and 28,000. So now that we have our incremental revenue, we need to figure out what's the total incremental processing cost. Well, for product A, they tell us it's $63,000. For product B, it's $80,000. And for product C, it is $36,000. So we're going to subtract the total incremental processing costs from the total incremental revenue to figure out if we have a financial advantage or a financial disadvantage. So we see that the incremental processing costs for product A, product A is actually higher than the incremental revenue. So we have a $3,000 loss here. If we look at product B, well, the incremental revenue is $100,000. Incremental processing costs are $80,000. So we actually have a financial advantage of $20,000 if we process product B further. If we look at C, and again, just comparing the incremental revenue with the incremental processing cost, we see that the incremental processing costs are $8,000 higher than the incremental revenue. So we have a loss of $8,000. So question 2 says, based on your analysis, which products should be sold at the split off and which products should be processed further? Well, products A and C, we should sell those at the split off point, right? There's no sense in processing further because the incremental cost is higher than the incremental revenue. Only product B should be processed further because we have a financial advantage of 20 grand to process that further. So that is it for chapter 12. Remember, everything's not due until the following Monday, not this Monday coming up, but the following Monday. There's a lot here. Please feel free to reach out to me, text me, and you guys will, I'll be more than happy to set up a big blue button session so we can talk about it and go over your questions. The other assignments for this week will be chapter 12 quiz and chapter 12 pre-built problems. There will be no homework per se for chapter 11. Okay? So again, good luck, and if you have any questions, please feel free and reach out to me, shoot me a text. I'd be more than happy to to go over your questions with you. So thanks, and have a great week.